Segment 1. Opening and Modern Cognitive Problem. Hi, I am Dava Nur Ahmad Fauzan. I will review a book, Tiny Experience: How to Live Freely in a Goal-Obsessed World. Let's talk about something in lot of us are experiencing right now: cognitive overload. The world is changing rapidly, and we're trying to hold as much information as possible, just understand what's going on around us. We're also pushing ourselves to be more productive just to keep up. So what do? We build system, we create routines, we make long to-do lists, often at the cost of our mental well-being. The truth is, your brain hasn't evolved. That's still well like they were were thousands of years ago. But now, every day, we're staring at giant whiteboard. Also, known as social media, we compare ourselves constantly. I'm doing enough. I fast enough. I am productive enough. I am ambitious enough. Segment 2. Maximal Brain. This is what I call the maximal brain. It's that belief that if you something, it has to be. It has to be ambitious. It has to optimistic. You want to exercise, then to the game every single day. When to write, start a book. If an idea, make it start up. But this kind of thinking leads to burnout, and as many cases, you might give up altogether because it feels like too much. Segment 3. Tiny Experiment and Alternative. So what's the alternative? I call it Tiny Experiment. It's trend of changing that begins. More impressive version of a goal. What if you simply followed your curiosity? What if your goal was to succeed but to learn something new? With Tiny Experiment, you're not aiming for success. You're aiming for discovery, fun, growth, joy. Segment 4. My personal journey. My life, I like to divide it into two chapters. Chapter 1 was linear. I followed traditional success. Study hard, get a job at Google, climb the ladder, get promoted. Externally, I look successful, but inside, I felt empty. I was burned out, and so I quit. Think my eyes start a startup, but that too was just another script of success. When the startup failed for the first time in my life, I have no idea what I was supposed to do next. That's when I asked myself, which will make me happy? Haven't I forget everything I've been told about success? Segment 5. Reconnecting with curiosity. I went back to curiosity, what was naturally drawn to. For me, it was the brain. I've always been fascinated by how we think and why we feel the way we feel. So, a week back to school, I studied neurosis. I got my PhD, and during this time, I started sharing what I was learning through a week newsletter. Just a small project, a teeny experiment, but it changes everything. Segment 6. What is mindset and why is it important? Important. I mindset just the default way we see the world. It influences everything, our discussion, our relationship, the way we think, even how we feel. But here's the thing. Most of you aren't aware of your own mindset. That means we might be living on autopilot, make decisions that aren't truly ours. That's good news. Mindset can change, but the first step is awareness. Segment 7. That Unisys mindset that gets its way. There are the substitution mindset that often get in the way of living a happy, consistent life. Let's break them down. Number 1, the essential mindset. Yours, luck, caution, and ability. Maybe you mock that who still care deeply. Your is survival mode. Dumb, scrolling, feeling stuck. 2, the experiment mindset. You're still serious, but ambition is gone. You avoid responsibility through distraction, begin watching online shopping, dream planning factor. Number 3, the perfectionist mindset. High ambition, low curiosity. You seek certainty by work hard longer endlessly. Goals become your compass, but not your joy. Segment 8. The experimental mindset. So, what's the alternative? It's called the experiment mindset. Is in the mindset you have both curiosity and ambition. You embrace uncertainty not as something to fight, but as space to explore, learn, and grow. You don't can perfect outcomes. You start with a question. You design an experiment. You treat failures as feedback. This is what it means to live experimentally. Segment 9. Design a living experiment. Designing an experiment start with curiosity, and to commit to that curiosity, I recommend making a pact. A pact is commitment to try something small with intention. Is that 4 case trials? That's 1. Purposeful, you care about it. 2. Actionable, you can start in now. Number 3. Continuous, you do it regularly for a time. 4. Trackable, you can say Did I do it? Yes or no? This is not a rationalization. It's not KPI. It's not a forever habit. It's a tiny experiment. Segment 10. Learning from internet and external data. When you finish your pack reflex, look at two things. One, external signal, success, feedback, research, and results. Two, internal signal. How did it fail? Were you energized or drained? Here's an example from my life. I ran an experiment to solve if I wanted to become YouTuber. The pack on video per week until the end of the year. Externally, it's went great. Subscribes, execution, price. Internally, I had it. Dreading the camera exhaust every time it drained me, so I stopped it. The dead scanner is vanished for me. Segment 11. Later experiment in all areas of life. You can run tiny experiment in any area of life. It works. Try making a week's internal newsletter of 4-6 weeks. In relationship, every Sunday, reach out a friend you haven't spoken to. In health, try working for 20 minutes for 20 days. Don't assume shit. It's worked. List it. That's a point. Even if habit works for others, it might not work for you. Segment 12. Facing uncertainty. Modern life is full of uncertainty, and your brain's had that research so uncertainty creates more than actual pain. We crave control, so we read more, plan more, freeze more. But here's the reframe. Uncertainty is where growth happens. Real learning, it happens through trial and error, just like natural evils. So do we. Segment 13. Unlisting the success brief. Success is linear, and yet many of us follow that leader model. Do I just A, that, then B, then C, and eventually your success. But what is your direction change? What is the ladder you're climbing? Isn't yours learning model create toxic productivity? We compare, compete, and burn out. Let's stretch the ladder for case of experiments. Let's shift from certainty to curiosity. Segment 14. Affective labeling, giving emotion a name. Let's talk about a powerful tool, affective labeling. It simply means putting words to your emotion. I feel anxious, I feel stuck, I feel happyful. Research shows that naming your emotion reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain for cancer, and boosts activity in the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain. Can find the exact word. Try describing your emotion like a landscape. It feels like a storm over a dark forest. It's like standing on a point cliff near the ocean. It helps because processing emotion before solving problems gives your clarity and peace. Segment 15. Facing transition and liminal space. We struggle with transitional space. Why? Because our brains want clarity, we want safe or dangerous, know you unknow, but transition days there, gray unclear. Imagine you're on a flight with no Wi-Fi. Some feel trapped, anxious, just want it to be over. Others think freedom and dive into books, movies, or relaxation. Reflection. Some situation, different mindset between stimulation and response. That is a space, and in the space in your power to cause. This where freedom life. Segment 16. Searching for passive versus discovering curiosity. When you ask happy people how then for their passion, many will say honestly, I stumbled upon it. There's a secret. Passion isn't something you case, something you discover and through exploration. There's curiosity through experimentation. You try things, your teeth staring things. You learn what excites you. Then one day you find something that makes you excited to wake up. And segment 17, understand cognitive scripts. Let's talk about cognitive script. There are internet pattern, mental autopilot that tell you how we're supposed to act in the current situation. This is helpful for everyday stuff, going to the doctor, ordering a restaurant, but they become dangerous. When we use them for big discussion like current relationship, life purpose. In the segment 18, there insecurity cognitive script. There are three major cognitive scripts that tend to limit use. And number one, the sequel script. We repeat what we've always done. Choose path that makes sense based on your past. It's predictable, but I can trap use. Number two, the crowd pleaser script. We make choice to keep others happy. Parents, partners, bosses, their vision of success, not yours. Number three, the epic script. Society tells you go big or go home. That's that if we're not building something how we've felt, but that's a survive bias. Not everyone who follows their passion make it, and doesn't make them fail. Segment 19, dropping the word salt. When to break free from script, start here. Every time you hear yourself, I should stop. As instead, what might I want to do? What might I explore? What might I try? That small shit. So to make create space and in the space in freedom. Segment 20. There are questions to rewrite life script. To rewrite to script, ask yourself just 3 questions. Question 1, I am following my past or discovering my past. 2, I am pleasing the crowd or discovery my travel. 3. I'm casting fashion or exploring my curiosity. These are powerful reforms, and they can change your life. Segment 21. Reframe procrastination as a signal. Let's talk about something we all deal with. Procrastination will Bindex is so bad, lazy, shameful, but while procrastination is actual a signal from your brain that something is off. It might not mean you're lazy, it might mean that the task doesn't make sense, it doesn't feel right, you're not ready or equipment yet. That's not big, that's information. Segment 22. Triple check. Hit hard hand. Here's tool use. It's called the triple check. When you process anything, is it from the head? Maybe you don't believe it in the text. It doesn't feel rational or annoying. Is it from the heart? Maybe it's boring, it's drain you emotionally. Is it from the hand? Maybe you don't have the right tools, time or skill. It has a definite solution. It is a hit, clarity your strategy, talk your team, reframe the goal. In heart, reducing the experiment, make it more fun and enjoy. And hand, ask to help, learn the skill, get the tool. Next, segment 23. Sometimes this problem is systematic. Sometimes you throw the triple check, everything seems fine, and you still procrastinate. That's where you might be reversing in systemic barrier. Maybe your work environment is right. Maybe expansion are heuristic. Maybe the culture doesn't is it. In this moment, don't just blame yourself. Zoom out, look around, and ask: is the system help or hurting? And segment 24. Discovering the magic of Windows. Have you ever felt a moment of overflow? Time describe your voices, your creative, everything just clicks. That's your magic window. It's when your mind, your energy, your mood all it. You can from them, but you can notice them, and once you can start to plan around them. Ask yourself, when do I feel most alive? What kind of work belongs in the space? Who do I protect and open the window more than often? Segment 25. Mindful productivity, sensitive productivity. More of you measure productivity by jam. Every minute valued, every year track. Put mindful productivity as a different question. What is the real resource in time? But energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy, your focus. Mindful productivity means asking their things. Number one. When is my magic window? When belongs in the window? How do I keep tense? When you honor energy, not just your calendar, you work better, you feel better, you live better. Segment 26. To arouse emotional and ourselves. In Buddhism psychology, there is a conceptuality called death by two arounds. The final around The finals are in the pain or negative emotional we experience, for example, projection, anxiety, failure. But the second arrow is the test embraced or of self-judgment, and we added on top of the pain. And the good news, the second arrow is optional. You don't have to serve twice. Segment 7, that's best way to start is not focusing on result, but is discussion to start something important, because we focus too much on the final result instead of asking, what will a result be? As we can I learn little experiment, let go expectation, let go of other people's definition of success, focus on the process, focus on curiosity. If you learn something, that's progress. Segment 28, self-anthropology, become your own research. Imagine you are an anthropologist and the subject of research is your of life, three dying days for 24 hours, or observe your life. Write notes like an anthropologist. Pay attention to this, like what gives energy, what drains energy, with conversation makes your enthusiastic, which activity make your tired. The key question, why am doing this? What is really important to me? Segment 29. From observation to hypnosis. After you make observation, next step, create hypothesis. For example, I feel more alive when presenting at the office, even though I'm hostess. Maybe this solution, take a public speaking class as for a mentor, or trying presenting more often to practice, then choose one and turn that into a little experiment. And segment 13, closing. Design life by experimenting. Final, design your life like a skin test, not with a long-term plan, but with little experiment, reflective and reflective. For example, I will present every 2 weeks for 1 quarter. Yes, I will evaluate is this fun, is this beneficial for your career. Do I want to continue for change direction, combinational, internal and external, and from there continue that next cycle. And the last more closing. That's you for following until the end. Remember, you don't have all the answer, but you can start with one question. And from there, and for there, you can build a life this is more personal, more pleasing, and more enjoyable, and small experience as a same. Thank you.